Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 13 of season 2 of the Tech Loft podcast. I'm your host, Sal, and um, we have another episode here for you to hopefully enjoy. I've pulled 4 articles I found from my adventures on the internet, looking for the ones that most appeal to me, and hopefully you'll find them interesting as well. We got news of a new Pokemon game. We have another record-breaking retro game selling at a new record price in the auctions. We've got news on Netflix and trying to get into video gaming, as well as new gaming hardware from Valve, which this was a rumor, but it's finally been released, and more. We've got some information on that. Now, as always, you can find our podcast, the Tech Left Podcast, um, on all the major podcast platforms like Apple and Google. We're available on 10 platforms for you to enjoy and listen to. Wherever you are listening to this, though, if it's your regular spot, wherever you're listening to, consider subscribing. And if you can, like and rate the episodes. You're also free to downvote them if you want, but I mean, it's totally up to you. You can also provide feedback on our Twitter through Twitter. Our Twitter handle is the Tech Loft, and if you subscribe there, I do like to uh, uh, share out some gaming articles, tech articles. So I am getting on there, being more active, um, sharing stuff that I won't share uh, on the podcast. So there's always something to read about on the Twitter feed as well. Anyways, with that out of the way, let's get started. All right, everyone. Let's start off with our first article I've found here. So the first one, uh, Pokemon United launches on the Switch July 21st. Free Zer- Zeraora bonus revealed. So the Pokemon Company has revealed that Pokemon United, a free-to-start entry in the series coming to console and mobile, will launch on Nintendo Switch on the 21st of July. A new trailer has been released to celebrate the occasion, and it's also been confirmed that players can get their hands on mythical Pokemon Zeraora simply by logging onto the platform before the 31st of August. Zeraora will also become available to mobile only players at a later date. Um, I guess that would be me. I would probably play this on mobile. Um, because I don't have a Nintendo Switch. Hopefully, one day we'll pick one up. We'll see. The game takes place on Eos Island, a mythical land said to be on the ocean's unexplored frontier. There, players will find the United Battle Committee, UBC, which runs a series of United Battle tournaments. These battles let players form teams of 5 and compete against each other to see who can score the most points before time runs out. You'll also come across a mysterious new form of energy known as Eos energy, which can be used in United battles to evolve Pokemon. Following the game's launch on Switch, United will hit mobile stores in September. It'll be free to start on both platforms, and cross-platform play is also planned. Well, that's pretty neat news. Um, don't know what to expect, but looking forward to it. I will certainly give it a try on my phone and see how Pokemon United shapes up. So for our next article here, this is another one of those unopened copy sells for so much money article that has surfaced this week. So, unopened Super Mario 64 game from 1996 sells for $1.56 million. Man, if we only knew this stuff, we would really probably buy 2 copies of this game, play one, and then the other you can store away for investment, it looks like. So, an unopened copy of Nintendo Super Mario 64 has sold at auction for 1.56 million. Heritage Auctions in Dallas said that the 1996 game sold Sunday, breaking its previous record price for the sale of a single video game. A spokesman did not immediately respond to an inquiry about who purchased the game. Super Mario 64 was the best selling game on the Nintendo 64 and the first to feature the Mario character in 3D, the auction house said in a statement. The sale follows an unopened copy of Nintendo's The Legend of Zelda, selling at auction Friday for $870,000. Valerie McLecky, Heritage's video game specialist, said the auction house was shocked to see a game sell for more than $1 million 2 days after the Legend of Zelda game broke broke its past record. In April, the auction house sold an unopened copy of Nintendo's Super Mario Brothers, which was bought in 1986 and forgotten about in a desk drawer for $660,000. Wow, that's amazing. Like, first of all, I don't know how anyone can buy a game and just forget about it, um, especially after so many years. And it was unopened. So who knows? They probably, I mean, I'm not going to begin to explain how that happened, but it's amazing how how these things have, you know, the demand is just unbelievable. $1 million. Shoot, I wish I had a few copies of a game now unopened. Oh well. Let's move on. Okay, for our next article here, this one is seems like everyone's trying to get into the gaming space, and this one here is out of Forbes. It's the Netflix wants to be the Netflix of video games, but it's also titled "Good Luck." A few years ago, Netflix said that its biggest rival wasn't cable or other streaming services, but Fortnite, representative of video games and immersive worlds taken away from potential streaming time. Now, Netflix is making moves to get into the gaming industry itself. Netflix now has a gaming division, and they've hired Mike Verdu, a veteran of EA, Zynga, and Oculus, to run it. The idea is to have a gaming, quote unquote, section on Netflix that is listed alongside its normal streaming offerings, but people seem to be seeing this headline and letting their imaginations run wild with what this is going to be like. First of all, I don't see this being like a major player, like a major publishing house. Like you know what I'm saying. I think it's just going to be offering some games and stuff alongside with their movies. But anyways, let's keep going here. We're supposed to think of it as a quote smaller Apple Arcade, which features generally higher quality mobile games. So probably don't think of some sprawling AAA adaptation of Narcos or Ozark or something. When first heard this, immediately when you first heard, people immediately think of retro style Stranger Things game on Netflix. Supposedly, this would be a mix of Netflix IP related stuff and original work that Netflix commissions directly. And allegedly, this is going to be download based, not streaming based. So, likely limited to mobile devices like phones and tablets, not playable on TVs. Uh, though reportedly, they're not fully ruling them out because you never know. Possibly integrate some sort of platform on external TV boxes. This is supposed to hit in 2022, and Netflix is also considering spooling up action studios to make in house games, but that hasn't happened yet. In short, this is a much smaller scale than anyone is thinking, at least in its early phases. This does not sound like a mega corporation game streaming service offering like what we've seen from Google or Amazon, nor does it sound like a potential Xbox Game Pass competitor. I would agree. This would seem to be much smaller, mostly mobile style games, some of which may be based on Netflix IPs, others not. This does not seem to be quite as groundbreaking as many headlines would suggest. It feels like the goal is to simply get people to stay on Netflix app for longer with a game section rather than hopping over to other games apps on their mobile devices. More time in the app overall equals better for Netflix. They have no ability to take on major players in the gaming industry, which would require a colossal time and resource investment. Obviously, you can't rule out Netflix's long term plans for the gaming industry, but this feels like a first baby step. But no, this is not another Stadia clone. No, Netflix is not building huge AAA studios to take on industry giants. Now, the article closes off with a not yet, anyways. Um, yeah, I can see this being a small little arcade section, so you can play a few little Netflix-based games. And yes, I agree with the writer here to stay in the app and get a little bit more entertainment out of your Netflix subscription. But I wouldn't say, yeah, it's going to be something major streaming like it said Stadia or Amazon or the Amazon service, or Xbox, their cloud gaming service where it's all streaming to your device as you play. But nonetheless, it is interesting that they're entering the gaming sphere, but in a minor way. Okay, our next article now we're moving away from Nintendo and the console games here. Well, I mean, it's still going to be a console game, but from our major players of Nintendo, Microsoft, and Sony. Valve unveils a Switch like portable PC, the Steam Deck, releasing in Canada in December. After many months of rumors, Valve has finally revealed its gaming handheld. So, Valve has officially revealed its long rumored Nintendo esque portable gaming PC, the Steam Deck, set to release this December in Canada, the U.S., and other markets. The Steam Deck will offer the entire Steam catalog in handheld form. In a reveal trailer, Steam games like Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order, Control, and Hades can be seen on the Steam Deck. And this was announced on July 15th. And we have a tweet here. Um, Starting at $399. Now, I'm going to say that this is US dollars. So, wow, it's up there. But I mean, check out that you can play the entire Steam library. So that's pretty good. Specs wise, the Steam Deck has a 7-inch screen with a resolution of 1280 by 800 pixels, 16 by 10 aspect ratio. It runs a custom AMD APU, which Valve says is optimized for handheld gaming. Further, it sports Zen 2 plus RDNA 2, so it can run AAA games. The Steam Deck also has Bluetooth support for controllers and headphones and a USB-C charging port. Let's keep going here because I do have a question. I wonder if this has a docking station so you can play on a big screen. That would be that would be really cool. The gamepad itself is where it's most like the Switch, with two analog sticks, X, A, B, and Y buttons, and triggers on the front. But there will also be two trackpads to give the handheld PC like functionality. It's important to note that Valve will offer a switch dock to connect to external displays, although this will be sold separately. Specific pricing and release information for the dock has yet to be revealed. Well, that answers my question. There is a dock. Unfortunately, it's not included, and I really hope it's not as expensive. Beyond that, Valve says the Steam Deck runs SteamOS 3.0, which includes Proton, a tool to get Windows games running on Linux-based operating systems. What this means is that developers will likely be able to get their games working, and I'm quoting quotation right out of the box on the Steam Deck, according to Valve. The Steam Deck integration also means that in addition to Steam libraries, Steam features like Friends, Remote Play, and Cloud Saves will carry over from PCs to the Steam Deck. The Steam Deck will be offered in three models But Valve says there won't be any graphical or frame rate differences between them. Instead, you'll get more storage and accessories depending on which one you buy. The base model will cost My lord, the base model will cost $499 and only offer 64 gigs eMMC internal storage and a carrying case. The second model, meanwhile, will be priced at $659 and feature 256 NVMe SSD internal storage, faster storage, and exclusive Steam Community Profile bundle and a carrying case. Finally, the highest end Steam Deck will set you back $819 and sport 512 gigabytes of NVMe SSD internal storage, premium anti-glare etched glass, and an exclusive carrying case, Steam Community Profile bundle, and virtual keyboard theme. Wow. That's a lot of money. And I mean, when you think about it, this is trying to replace your gaming desktop PC, making it portable, as well as with the help of the docking station, getting it on an external monitor. Reservations for the Steam Deck will open on Friday, July 16th at 10 a.m. Pacific Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Time on Steam's website. That would be today as I record this podcast and as anyone is listening to it. So if you're listening to it after the 16th, you can reserve your Steam Deck now for the release in December of 2021. And yeah, it's a pretty penny, I gotta say. Anyways, folks, yeah, that's our Tech Loft gaming news for this week. Hopefully, you enjoyed this episode. Please feel free to like wherever you find this podcast, subscribe to wherever you listen to this podcast, and you can find us on Twitter. I'm using the TechLoft Twitter account more often with trying to do daily updates with other tech-related gaming articles I find on the web, curated for your reading pleasure. And until next time, thanks for listening and ciao for now.